Hello everybody, welcome to Kanda. That station right there is our topic for today. We're gonna be walking around this neighborhood. You can see underneath this kind of newer bridge, there's an old retro bridge made of steel built in the German design of the old S-Bahn down in around, I guess, Berlin and all that. But Japan's railway took a lot of inspiration from Germany back in the day. And this, how you doing? This is one of the retro areas of Tokyo, and it's just like right next to Tokyo Station. We're just one stop away. Let me show you on the Google Maps here where exactly we are. So if we zoom in here, first of all, I wanted to zoom out. I see Ramsey's Islands here. Just take a look. Osaka is west of Tokyo. I just wanted to point that out. So when we say West Japan, that's what we mean, west of Tokyo. There's the Imperial Palace in the center. There's Tokyo Station, all the Shinkansen lines going through there, originating there. They'll all pass through Kanda, which is not a big station. It's hard to see from space, I suppose. But if you come down, it's just about, I don't know, like a 15-minute walk from Tokyo Station. Around here, you have the Yamanote line, the Keihin Tohoku line. I think a subway line probably stops through here as well. So the neighborhood around, though, is what is really fascinating. It's all low buildings. Do you see that? You see the high rises to the left around Tokyo Station, and then Akihabara, the next station over. There's the Kanda Myojin Shrine, which is, I think, 1,300 years old, 1,200 years old. Let's just say it's over a millennium old. And this neighborhood, Kanda, in between Akihabara and Tokyo Station, is often overlooked, has some of the most interesting izakaya, eating, drinking places in all of Tokyo. It's one of the oldest stations too. It goes all the way back to 1919, which is crazy, you know, because the Yamanote line, a lot of them are the oldest, but I guess Shimbashi was the first station before even Tokyo Station. So I don't even think Tokyo Station was around back then. I saw some old photos of the Kanda Station. It really hasn't changed that much over time. Look at the platform. You can see people from the roof looking down on everybody. I guess this is the opening of Kanda Station. It looked kind of plain, but the station, you're going to be able to see some of the things that are still like the structure of it really hasn't changed much at all. There's the steel beams going across above ground with the trolleys going underneath there. Tokyo doesn't have those anymore in this area, but the trolleys do exist. All right, let's go take a walk. Let's go take a walk around. I see Ramsey's Island was here. Ramsey's Island, thank you. Gonna get myself a hot drink because it is pretty cool outside. So underneath the station, this is where a lot of, I guess, things that haven't changed much over the years. You see, because they use the space underneath the tracks here, there's a lot of izakaya, which are like Japanese bars, pubs. Of course they're closed now because it's like 10 in the morning. But it gets really lively around 5 p.m. The fascinating thing, I think, for me is the steel that's used underneath here. Now, I was told by a historian there was a treaty with the US and with the Western powers after Japan beat Russia in the Japanese-Russo War in 1907, I think it was. And then after this treaty, they said that they wouldn't build battleships and war machines. So they used the steel to make a lot of the infrastructure of Tokyo. A lot of the bridges going across the Sumida River are made from that steel from the 1920s, and it's you know, still holding up pretty good. It's been painted over. You can see the texture of it, but definitely this steel going back. I'm not sure, you know, what's new, what's old, but it certainly looks very 1930s, right? But around it, you have aluminum and lots of changes to the station over the years. Do you think renewal will come to this area soon? I think so. I think it's inevitable. We're gonna walk this side and then walk back around Kanda Station. This is the south entrance here. I think it's inevitable that the station is gonna be renovated because of the earthquake. And a lot of the businesses, this was something else. This wasn't a Starbucks coffee, but you can see the Starbucks coffee is so new inside right now. It's gotten very modernized. They are, by the way, just so you know, they have the cherry blossom. I guess it's cherry blossom. It says Momo Sakura, white peach and sakura frappuccino, and strawberry soy lattes. So we're starting to see spring in in the products there. And they by the way, they also have the sakura donuts there. It's good to see. So here's the south entrance or exit of Kanda station. Let's see what the drinks that they got here. Hey now. Not too much. You can see they're starting to use Wanda and some of the other makers starting to use manga images more to try to appeal to people. I saw that in the news recently. Go-Go curry is really good. It's a Kanazawa black curry. They're pretty good. All right, let's get moving, folks. Let me know if the signal goes bad or you're having any audio troubles. But so far, so good. It's kind of narrow. The way that the streets are made, they're quite old streets, so they're narrow around the station, making some really interesting alleys, but it also feels quite confined. Just make sure you remember that cars can go through here, so you gotta look behind you. With electric cars these days, you don't even know. What is this? The rump cap. I like the name. Wow, the king of beef. Hey now, this looks pretty good. The butcher's sirloin steak, 160 grams for 1,980 yen, so that's about $15. That's pretty good. And you can upgrade it to 1 pound, 450 grams for that much. That's pretty cheap. I have to keep rump cap in my cap. Speaking of food in Kanda, you don't see a lot of Burger Kings in Tokyo, but this is one of them. They have the big King Yeti right now, which is basically 4 patties in one. That's really expensive. But I guess it's 4 burgers in one, so it's like 4 Whoppers, right? Or something like that. It's 2,090 yen, so about 15 bucks for that big mama. That's very big. They're being, look, Burger King has to be inventive with their burgers. There's the menu 2025 right now. You can compare it with the US. Where's just the normal Whopper? Is there one? They have an avocado Whopper? What? I didn't know that. Just the regular Whopper is a 690 yen, which is about $4 for one. Walter L. Walters, John, glad to catch you in another live stream. Greta hot lemon tea. All right, we're getting there. All right, I'm gonna work my way around the station here. The restaurants are fascinating. This one's got English. I'm not a fan of Wagyu sushi. I know that they have it. It's beef sushi. I guess you eat beef rare, so it makes a lot of sense. But you know, as sushi, it just doesn't have flavor. You have to cook it to get the flavor. It doesn't release the fats. You have to melt the fats. So you at least have to blowtorch it. But you could try it once. It just doesn't have the same flavor as fish. Beef should be cooked with a little bit of salt and yuzu kosho. I like the yuzu kosho. Bunch of sushi restaurants here. Stephen L. writes in, I would destroy that burger. Like, what do you mean? With a hammer? That would take you a lot of bites to eat four burgers in one like that. Most people, though, would be eating at the Yoshinoya. Here, check this out. So they've got interesting Yoshinoya donburi, which is gyudon, beef bowls. That one looks so good. I could smell the garlic out of the beef and garlic outside. It's got, this is only from 8 p.m., but you get a 100 yen discount. That one looks really good too. The sukiyaki. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yoshinoya is killing it. You'll find a lot of these places. A lot of cheap eats because a lot of business people come out of work from around 11. They start coming out to about 1:30, just full of people for lunch. And then from 6 to 8, a lot of people go out drinking, a lot of cheap eats, a lot of single guys who don't cook at home. They go and eat their gyudon, or, hey, it's not just guys, okay? But you'll see a lot of people, they eat, they go. Mansei is an important brand here because the Manseibashi is a bridge that was nearby. That was one of the biggest stations in Tokyo. In fact, one of the most historic stations that no longer exists. But they also, you'll see Mansei burgers. They actually have a restaurant. The Mansei has a vending machine on Manseibashi in Akihabara. Akihabara is not very far away. But they're famous for their sandwiches. Again, you can see right there. Look at how beautiful those sandwiches are. Look at the way it's just cut. It's pretty. But they're famous for their beef as well, and you got a restaurant here for trying it out. This is a historic place, folks. So if you want to try a hamburg, this is a good place to do it. I have had it as well. Is this the mixed lunch with the big sausage on there, and then there's some karage. There's a tartar sauce with pork cutlet, so it's got like a chicken namban but with pork. So they got some pretty good items there. But Kanda's a really great place for eating because there's so many varieties of it. You get a kebab right there. But you know, a lot of people complain that the restaurants in the tourist areas are overcrowded. Most of the time, these restaurants are not crowded at all, and that's what makes it really interesting. So Akihabara is not that far away. We're gonna go underneath the station here, but all you gotta do is walk this way for about 10 minutes. You're in Akihabara. Here's a chicken restaurant. Let's go take a quick look. By the way, you know where to stand. You see where the pigeons did their duty? Don't stand there. That's where they have like houses and stuff. Oh my goodness. Curry is very popular in Kanda. This is Curry Town, Jimbocho, Kanda, this region. I can smell it out the door. It smells so good. Look at that. That's a sauteed pork steak on top of an omelet. Wow, look at this curry. Demi-glaze rice. 2,100 yen. That looks like they just changed the price recently. And you can see there's a window where the chef is cooking there. Very cool. So again, you could walk to Akihabara in about 10-15 minutes. Just there's actually a secret bridge. I don't know, can you see it from here? Peter and I walked it a couple of times in a live stream, but I'm making Joy hungry in the Philippines right now. There's a bridge that crosses over the canal from Akihabara Station, but you have to be along the tracks to find it. It's kind of unique. You can see the Shinkansen going by over there too. Wow, you can see like the new and the old. The cement up there mixed in with the steel, definitely left over from the 1930s. And probably the original beams, I don't know. But it sure is fascinating. What is this? Is this some sort of dish? It's like rice, and they add in, I thought that was a piece of fish. It looks like there's a big meatball or tomato, or it's a tomato, and then they put some kind of crispy rusk or something around there. I'm gonna have to eat here. It's been years since I ate at this shop. Oh my goodness, the demi-glaze stuff. And you can see there's the chef in there. It's a really narrow shop. Oh my God, that looks good. Here's a shop with some bentos. Wow. I didn't want to disturb her. So I'll just come out here. So you can grab a bento. A lot of business people are here. 450 yen for a bento, that is dirt cheap. Probably she makes her money on volume. So this new walkway, you can see, has been redone. Kanda's always had kind of this sketchy feel to it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It always felt a little sketchy to me. But it's really cleaning up. So to go back to what Aiken said, I do think there's going to be some renovations coming, but probably not until they've finished a lot of the renovations that they've done in other places. This is Choda. And you can see the city put in these toilets here, so it's maintained by the city. But they look relatively clean. Or should I just say usable? Because I don't know of many cities where you could use, unless you really gotta go. Even in Japan, the toilets here are so clean. So Choda is one of the 23 wards or cities within the metropolitan area of Tokyo. Tokyo is a metropolitan area. It's actually not the city, technically. So I'm holding up the gimbal to about 7 feet up, and you get a pretty good view here. You can see the train taking off in the reflection in the glass. Choda is the big one. That's where a lot of the parliamentary buildings are. The government's mostly in Choda. The city government is in the national government. The city government's in Shinjuku. On this side, the restaurants aren't quite as authentic. A lot of it is, well, that's not really true. So karaoke places, a lot of nightlife. Look at this really thin tobacco shop. Some people have been asking me about the tobacco. They have this taspa, this kind of ID that you need in order to get tobacco, but the shops are pretty, I don't know, it's kind of like a throwback, kind of a retro. The tobacco shops. Which conveyor belt sushi is the best? They're all kind of not that great, actually. I don't know. I'd say Kura and Sushiro are pretty much the same quality. I can't tell the difference. Kura seems to be bigger. Used to be Genki Sushi was the big one, right? I don't know. It all changes. I don't eat that sushi as much. Look at this Niku Udon shop. These are real like throwbacks from the Showa era, these standing bars. And of course they've got curry is free. What? Rice, all you can eat rice and curry is free. I'm liking this place. How do they make money? I guess it's volume and turnover. By the way, if you do go to places like this, standing bars, you're going in there, oh, this is a nice shot. If you're going to the bars and cafes into Tokyo, you're going in there to eat and get out. It's not like a Starbucks or cafe where you sit there all day. Get in, get out. They make their money on volume. But if it came down to vibes, Joy, I think that Kanda wins on a lot of fronts, and a lot of people are staying in Akihabara. Maybe there's just not a lot of accommodations. But this is like a step up in my opinion to, this is like maybe a step up in my opinion to Okachimachi, which is kind of run down in a way, kind of sketchy, because it's near Tokyo Station in Akihabara. I don't know, maybe it feels a little bit more downtown, but the renovations have been nice. You don't get a lot of the renovations. I don't know, if you did stay here, it'd be pretty nice. The izakayas are good and cheap and plentiful. There's a ton of them. Peter and I often go hang out, you know, at the place where all the expats, the gaikokujin, go check out there's a Chicago pizza place here called Devil's Craft. I think Peter knows the owner. So we've been every, I don't know, a couple times a year we'll go and have a pizza and beer there. Not as much as in the past. I don't pizza beer, but we used to. Maybe we'll have to get one here. The yakiniku lunch is 800 and holy crud. Really? How do they get those prices? Look at it. All you can eat rice on the right side says tabe hodai, all you can eat. And then it's a kosupa, which is cost performance. Yakiniku lunch, 890 yen with all you can eat rice. You are not going to leave here on an empty stomach. How do they make money? Is it like yesterday's rice? Yakiniku lunch. I guess you want to upgrade it. This is turning into like a street, like a window shopping for lunch episode. Here's one with booze. Oh, look at this. This is that restaurant with the solo. You can eat, sorry about the reflection in the glass, but this is a booth that you get with your own little private grill. Do you see that? And you sit there with your private grill, and there's a menu, a digital menu to order your lunch on. Yes, that is real meat. It looks real, anyways. You don't get a lot of it for 850 yen. I'd probably upgrade to this one. But that's just me. They do have Wagyu here. That's pretty cheap. It doesn't say where the Wagyu is from. But these chains are making a killing here. This is Tsukemen Mita Seimenjo. Seimenjo is a noodle place, and you can see they have some interesting red snapper and salt tsukemen. That sounds so good. Rich broth tsukemen. Tsukemen is like, I don't know, the noodles are like it's different than udon. But it's not. It doesn't seem like ramen, and the noodles are separated from the soup. And you take the noodles and you dip them in the soup. And that's what tsukemen is. So the soup is usually thicker, and it's so good. But again, you're like carbo loading for the marathon if you eat it. Miso tsukemen. That looks really nice. All right, let's keep walking through the back alleys of Kanda. Look at this alley. Is it an alley dog? Whose doggy is that? Okay. Dude. He's somebody's dog. That dog, he's an alley dog. What? That dog's got freedom. Is that the owner? Is that the owner, or is it an alley dog? It's an alley dog. That's an alley dog. Just like someone, did someone just like, he's a homeless dog? I feel really bad. I think he has an owner. I think there's an owner. Sorry, I saw. Maybe not. He's marking his territory. Look at this bento here. You can get bento from this window. They're not quite open yet. 800 yen. Look at that gyoza bento, looks pretty good. Are we gonna have to go get a drink? But the alley dog has gone. Ah, he's not an alley dog, there's the owner. The owner in the fur coat. All right, so it's the lady with the fur coat is the alley dog's owner. She doesn't have quite a handle on him. Welcome to Kanda. It's a little rough here. I love that. Owner is not an alley man, but it is an alley dog. Let's walk around here. Aloha Brandani is in the house, catching a live stream. Finally, you did, you made it. It's a great thing to wake up after working all night. Thank you, Brandania. Let's go get ourselves a drink. Let's look at this. Is that unagi here? Oh my God, the smells that are just coming down here. Everyday khao man gai. I guess that's Vietnamese. Kanai and I used to go to a Thai restaurant up there on the second floor, but it looks like they're out of business. They used to have a shop underneath the Yamanote line. Then they had to move. And oh my God, that looks so good. What is that? That's that pork belly, slow cooked pork belly ramen. Holy macaroni. Bookmark. And look at the ninja dudes there. Whoa. He probably chopped it up with a katana. A guy is Thai for chicken. Thank you. There's a tonkatsu shop. It's very nondescript and no pictures. It would be intimidating to go in there, I think, for a lot of foreigners. And it's Junbi-chu, so they're getting ready for lunch. But tonkatsu, it looks really good when there's a shop that looks like that. You know it's gonna be pretty good. This one has a vending machine outside and it's a lot brighter. That's a ramen shop. Again, ramen is very, very popular in Japan. So you're gonna find a ton of shops. I'm getting some vibes, some old memories. This is where, oh my gosh. So there's a competitive eater named Randy Santel, friend of mine. He's he's a big YouTuber. He's a professional eater. And he ate, I think it was 5 or 6 bowls of this mega-sized ramen. It's aburi soba. And he got his picture on the wall, I believe. I was here for that. It's in there. I believe he got his picture on the wall of shame or fame. I don't know. Look at that. It goes even higher than this. You can pick the amount of noodles that you want. Its omori is 500 grams. What? It goes all the way up to like 1 kilogram. But he ate it all, man. I don't know how he did it. And then you know what? We went out after that. This is before he had his girlfriend before then. We went out for drinks and apple pie or something. It's like, how could you eat after eating all that you ate? He still wanted to eat more. It's insanity. Tari is an Indian teishoku, which is like, it's an Indian restaurant it's a chain that's in a lot of places. I used to have a point card. Then they stopped taking my point card. I don't know what happened here. But the great thing about this place is that it is all you can eat naan. It's naan tabe hodai. And you have to pick 2 or 3 curries out of it. But if you get the one with the naan, if you want 2 naan or 3 naan, you get more naan here. This looks like a famous ramen shop that's lighting up. Oh yeah, there's a big line there. 2.22 pounds. Let's do it, writes in Trevor. Trevor, yeah. I'm gonna pan around here. This is an unagi restaurant and a steak restaurant, and I think you're starting to get the vibe. A lot of small local shops. They keep the exterior pretty humble, but the prices are humble too. You notice that it's a lot of people lining up right now because lunch is just about starting. This steak bowl looks incredible. For the small size, it's 880 yen. And then I would probably get the middle size, which is 1180 yen. Or I might get the omori, but the steak bowl looks good. You can get a bento to take out as well. And then here's unagi. So how do they price unagi here? Unadon double. That is cheap. Oh look, they put unagi in the tamagoyaki there. There's unagi in there. They always give the heart soup with the unagi. And here's the unaju tokujo, 2,500 yen. That is so cheap. That is so cheap. I wonder if it's domestic unagi or if it's The reason that they can do unagi cheaply is sometimes it's coming from China. And in that case, I wouldn't ever buy it because I got sick off of unagi coming from China. That's really cheap. You can see we've reached the end of the station area. Trevor's like, I'll take the tater salad. What? They have the potato salad there. Looks pretty good. There's more izakaya going back in there. This place is popping around 6 p.m. But a lot of the businesses do business at lunchtime just because there's so much foot traffic from the offices all around here. And it's a reason I think it's a reason to maybe even stay in this area. But if you are staying in Akihabara, I would not eat in Akihabara. There's just too many foreigners there. Honestly, it doesn't feel authentic to me eating in Akihabara. It just, not anymore. I think it did in the past. That ramen shop is killing it. There's a lot of legs there. It's a lot of legs. It's kind of interesting, the mix of the old and the new. I'd walked right by it. There's a little shrine here. These are leftovers from like the 1930s. It certainly looks it. This is interesting. So there's a tourist information center and a bike rental. So I guess they have an office here. Interesting. Nama beer, $2.99. All right, let's go get ourselves a drink. Everybody's out right now getting lunch. Foot traffic has increased like 3 times since we started the live stream. There's another unagi place. Unagi don, 1,300 yen. The unadon double, 2,200 yen. And the unajo, that's 1,700. I would get that double, man. That looks good. But again, like, I don't know where the unagi's coming from, so it's hard to tell. The Nishio unagi is really good. That's where I went a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago. I filmed that December 7th. I've got an episode coming out tomorrow night, I believe. It's going to be dropping. Just going to plug it a little bit. I'm not sure this is the final thumbnail, but it's about the Tama region, the west side of Tokyo, where only 1% of tourists that visit Tokyo actually make it out to the western extremities of the Tama region. So my family and I got in a car, and this is a 20-minute edited video. I'm looking for something there. That looks like a happy Wanda coffee right there. So this video will probably drop tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I was working with Tokyo, the government of Tokyo, on this one. It was a lot of work, so I'm happy to finally release this thing. I'm very happy. I filmed it like in November, so it's been a long time coming. I filmed it in November and releasing it like now. Kanda's very colorful, isn't it? That's underneath the Yamanote line right here. Very colorful. I see some vending machines up there. And there's still a couple of days left to join the postcard club for February's postcard. I heard that they arrived already in California. I got a lot of feedback from our Discord server members that the postcards have arrived. All right, let's see what we can get here from the vending machine. So this is a Kirin vending machine. The Namacha caramel tea latte. These are like vitamin power. Tully's barista espresso. I usually just go with the hot hojicha. I just go with the hojicha. You know why? This is hojicha, if you don't know, is roasted green tea. And it's got that roasted, it's got this really nice roasted taste to it. The only thing is, I don't know. You hear all this stuff on the internet. You can't ruin it all the time with reading stuff off of the internet. But these are like plastic bottles that have been heated for hours and hours. And I don't know how much microplastics are in there, right? So I mean, it's just somewhat sensitive with it. But a hojicha, very low in caffeine too. But green tea reminds me of the taste of Japan. Hojicha reminds me of a taste of Japan. Like the smell of the green tea roasting. Have you ever been past a green tea shop and they're roasting it out on the street and you have this really sweet acidic smell in the air? They're making hojicha. So for me, hojicha is like the smell of Japan. It takes me back to my first days here, because I remember that pungent, strong, acidic, sweet smell of roasting green tea. Hojicha is so nice. Probably better not to drink too much from plastic bottles. Yeah, you can't overthink it when you're traveling, but yeah, yeah. My pet bottle consumption's gone way down, just based on microplastics. They scare you if you read the internet and you get scared. What do you guys think of Kanda? What do you think of the vibe here? There's that all-you-can-eat yakiniku place. Is this a place that you think would be stayable? Is this a place that you think we'd like to see more of? Perhaps I would come back here at night with Peter and go out and maybe we'll do an izakaya run or something like that. Bar hopping. I think Kanda's got a lot of potential. It's not something that a lot of tourists will come here. As you can see, we're walking around. Good morning, Carol. If you call people out, that's how you know you're live. The live stream. The other channel's not live, so I got two channels for anyone who's watching for the first time. This is all the live streaming ones, so it's a little bit longer format. The thing I love about Kanda is that it's a lot more authentic, and you look around, there's no tourists. We're between Tokyo Station and Akihabara Station, sandwiched between there, and there's no tourists here. I don't know why. Maybe there's not a lot of hotels here, but Kanda is situated on the Yamanote line, so it's very convenient. It's just a really authentic place, I think. I don't know how long it's gonna stay like that, but it's certainly one of my recommendations. If you're staying in Akihabara or Tokyo Station, come here for dinner or lunch. Right, next station, Akihabara. We're right there. There's Tokyo Station, Kanda Station, Akihabara Station. So it's right in between there. I think it's worth it. Come here for dinner. If you're looking for Chicago pizza, you can head to Devil's Craft. You might find Peter or me sitting there. It might be good to call ahead or get there early, because it's not that big and it does get crowded, and usually it's dudes like me sitting there who live here in Japan trying to get away. Maybe that's why. A lot of expats, they know about places like that. All right, everybody, Yamanote line is up overhead. I'm gonna get back home. I just got my driver's license renewed. It's a gold driver's license, so finally I joined the ranks of the people who have never been in an accident or pulled over for speeding yet. Yeah, you got it. I will buy. I'm not going home empty-handed. Kenai already said, get me some coconut water. Leo's sick, so I gotta go get some coconut water. His tummy hurts, Mama said, so he's staying home. So I'll probably go buy the family some lunch with that, brandania, Everybody, thank you so much for the super chats. I'm not going home empty-handed. We'll see you in another live stream tomorrow. I have some live streams that have been brought to you by a sponsor, a company that I've worked with before. Wanted to do this, and I thought it was great because I think it's a win-win. You're going to start to see them coming up over the next week. Just a 1 minute memory of some tours that I took with another company. I think it's a win-win type of a thing, and kind of fun to see the videos on that. But anyways, I'll see you in another episode tomorrow. Mata ne. Yeah, and don't forget to comment and let me know what you guys think about Kanda Station. And don't forget to go check out this festival. And trust me, nobody's naked. It's Hadaka Matsuri. It's literal translation on this. Trust me, it's a really funny video. Mata ne.